Hi guys, so this is Ms. Oladapo here, and I am going to I'm a secret chef today. I am going to be kind of making my own small, like personal size Mexican snack. I when I first started teaching, which was a few years ago, I actually had the opportunity to teach in Central America. I didn't teach in Mexico, taught in Honduras, but Honduras, Central America has some things that are common to Mexican culture. They speak Spanish. They're this the people are the kind of like the same in terms of what they eat. They like a lot of um, things grown from the soil, corn, tortillas, salsas, things that are hot and spicy. And so while I was there, I learned to make salsa. And so what I want to make for you for my taste test is salsa. Okay. And I'm going to show you that recipe. I don't have anything measured, but you can just watch as I prepare it, and then I'll sample it and tell you how it came out. All right. Bye. Hold on. You're probably thinking, where did this Oladapo go? Well, I'm still here. And I had to position my camera at an angle where you could see my ingredients. So for my taste test, I'm making salsa. And the ingredients that you need for salsa is a single red tomato. You need some lime. You need an onion. I use purple onion. You can use yellow onion or white onion. You're just going to see my hands and my cutting board for now, okay? And you need a small bowl to put your chopped ingredients into. And you also need salt, okay? So this is my little salt. And so the first thing I'm going to chop, I have half an onion here. I'm going to chop my onion into small pieces. I'm going to cut off the ends because I don't really need the ends. Okay, and I may not even use this whole half of onion, but I'm going to chop it into slices because salsa is one of the main ingredients is onions, and I'm going to chop it that way, and then I'm going to chop it into smaller pieces. Now, if you notice, I'm going to chop this maybe 4 or 5 times just to get those slices really small. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do more chops. This helps me to get those larger chunks down really small. Now, I love to cook, so I'm always experimenting with something new. This recipe I haven't made in a couple of years, but it's so simple. It's difficult to like I can always remember what the ingredients are because it's nice and simple. Now you want to cut onions really fast if you can, because if not, you will start to cry, and I don't want that to happen. So now I'm going to put my onions in my bowl. I'm going to scoop that a little at a time and then dump it into my bowl. And of course, your hands are clean. And there I have most of my onions are in my bowl. Okay. And I was taught you clean as you go. So I'm dumping like any extra onion, I'm dumping that in the trash. I don't like onion pieces. I don't really need that. Okay. The next thing I'm going to cut is my tomato. And I like the tomatoes on the vine. They're nice. On the vine just means that they're still connected to this green piece here. Okay. And I am going to slice, 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 slice. Again, I'm cutting in small chunks because salsa is chunky, but not too chunky to where you can't enjoy those ingredients. Okay. Gonna cut them up small as I can. And having 1 tomato to half of the large onion is a good ratio. Okay, ratio is a math term. I'm just saying that I have 1 tomato to 1/2 onion. That is the ratio. 1 small tomato to 1/2 onion. Okay. So I'm cutting those tomato chunks up a little bit smaller just so I can get a lot of salsa out of this tomato. Okay, and then I'm going to, the same way that I did the onion, I'm going to do the tomato. I'm going to scoop it up and put it in my bowl here. And I think I want to wipe down my counter again because, again, the way my mom taught me is you clean as you go. So that when you're done, you only have a little bit to clean up. So I'm going to wipe down my countertop here. That way you don't have to worry about not too much mess later on. And then the last thing I'm going to cut is my lime. Now my lime, you want to make sure that your lime is ready to be squeezed, and you might want to make it ready by rubbing it in between your fingers to get it soft and get those juices moving on the inside. Okay. I'm going to cut that in half. I did a lot of squeezing before this video, so this is nice and juicy. I'm going to cut that in half. Before I squeeze the lime, I am going to add salt. Now you're going to add salt to your ingredients here, and I would say you're probably using 1/2 tablespoon of salt. I'm going to mix this in, the tomatoes in with the onions. All right, mix that in. So you can start with 1/2 tablespoon of salt, and then you kind of want to do something that they call season to taste. Season to taste just means that you season it to your liking, okay? Now I'm going to squeeze 1/2 lime into my ingredients here, my tomatoes and onions. And what the lime does is it causes the salt to activate, and it causes that citrusy flavor to happen. Then I'm going to mix that in. And now I have my salsa, and I'm going to sample it. Now, here's the thing. Let me tell you something. I'm going to pause it first, and then I will tell you something you should know about salsa. Okay, something you should know about making salsa. Again, when you put the salt in, it's seasoned to taste. So it's basically how much saltiness you like as the one that's going to be tasting it. You do need to allow the salt to curate, which means you need to let it take its time working its flavor through the ingredients together. Okay, so what I like to do is I put this in the refrigerator and I let it sit for maybe a few hours, maybe 2, 3 hours, and then it's really good for sampling. Okay, this salsa, um, I am going to sample now. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to see how it tastes in its curated form. Okay, so let me show you what I have. What I like, my favorite tortillas here are the quinoa and black bean tortilla infused chips. And I bought these at Trader Joe's. Okay. And so they're nice and colorful. They're healthier than regular tortilla chips. And they taste good with salsa. So I'm going to take one chip and I'm going to sample my creation here. It tastes really good. I definitely know I need to let this cure for an hour or two, but it's off to a good start. Thank you for watching my taste test on Honduran inspired Mexican salsa, homemade salsa. All right, see you soon.